Welcome to the CFG Gamecast, episode number 17, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode on Saturdays and Sundays and release it on podcast services like Apple and Google Podcasts, Stitcher Radio, and Podbean. So show us some love and follow us on our Twitch channels to not miss an episode. You can check us out on either Smitty's channel, Smitty2447 at the bottom. You can check out Flexiss. You know what? It's hard to say that name plural. Like Flexiss'
channel. It's Flexiss with 2 S's and 2 underscores.
2 underscores, yes. Or you can check out Mr. CFG himself and his awesome crew at CFG Games. I am Davis Green, and with me today are a group of fellow gamers. We have a huge gamer, a great fighting game person in the fighting game community of AZ, and just in general, a really good person. We got Flexiss with us today. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Great deal. I'm
a returning member.
A returning member. Yes, you are. Yeah. So you're a 2-timer now.
That's right.
You and the one other person, actually. It's Frankie. Frank is the only other person who came back. So there you go. So it's exclusive. So
you must have liked us that just enough.
Exactly. Exactly it. So yeah, no. So first off, I never got a chance to talk to you after your sets. How did you do at EVO this year?
All right, so I competed in technically 3 games at EVO. Mm-hmm. Street Fighter is my main game, so I competed in Street Fighter. I won 1 and 2 in my pools, which I kind of expected because outside my lobbies, I haven't done a lot of practice, but I still felt really confident about my gameplay, and I actually feel like this is the best that I've played so far since I started playing Street Fighter, so I felt really good about it. Samurai Showdown was the other game I competed in, and I did Natural EVO tournament along with a Salty Sweet tournament that was hosted by Jeff the Hero.
Oh, nice.
Called Ronin Rumble.
Cool.
The EVO tournament itself, I went 0-2, which is totally fair. I haven't been practicing. I play on an Xbox, so the whole 9 yards.
You play on the Xbox?
The Ronin
on all
Rumble
of them?
was. No, Street Fighter play on PC, but they don't have Sam Show for PC yet.
Okay.
Yeah, but I at the Ronin Rumble, which is Salty Sweet, it was kind of fun because we were able to do a auction for characters, so you would pay to play a character in a 16-man bracket. Yeah, so we had one person who had paid up to $65 to play their character.
Oh my
and
God.
To be able to win the whole small tournament. And then we had somebody pay I think $1 and the top 8 for that tournament was a $5 Shiki versus a $65. Who was it? It wasn't Genjuro.
It was either the dude with the mask, with the butcher knife.
Yeah.
That he's like the
I
top
don't remember
tier
who
guy.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
Especially right now after all the updates.
Oh yeah, I thought they nerfed him.
This was prior to all the updates, but yeah, it was somebody had paid $65 on their character versus the person who paid only $5. So the guy who had only $5, he didn't have a whole lot to lose.
Oh, that's awesome.
But it was. Yeah, it was really fun though, and I still learned quite a bit about it, about my own gameplay and stuff like that while I was at EVO.
Wow, that is so crazy! I can't believe that sounded awesome. I'm surprised I didn't know about that one. That's pretty. That was a sweet tournament though, right?
Yeah, it was a Salty Sweet. So I think we had a prize pool of $300 or $400.
Oh wow! So I guess if you know that you're that good, I gotta give it the $65 guy must have definitely put his money where his mouth was on it. He's I'm gonna win this if I got this guy. $65.
Oh yeah, he won it, thankfully. So he got his money back and then some. I think he ended up taking home $160 or something like that.
Man, so got double.
That's pretty nice.
Yeah, that's really good. Jeez.
Oh yeah.
And now on to the third seat. I got the 5-star general, aka Emmy nominated dude. Don't get me. I have to say, of the itty bitty Smitty committee, I got Smitty on the third seat. How you doing, buddy?
Good, my friend. It has been.
You're like, oh, whatever.
It has been a crazy week. I'm not even gonna lie.
Oh yeah.
So in my personal life, I Thursday was my last day at a job that I've been to, or I've worked at for 12 and a half, almost 13 years at the ABC affiliate out here. This Monday, I start a new job. Working in the digital space. Creating digital content and then kind of going from there. I think there's still a lot to be defined within that role, but it's going to be something new. It's it's scary and awesome at the same time. It's been forever, but I love a good challenge like this and being able to try something new. Continue to push myself and see what we can do. Oh. So it's been a fantastic week.
It's been like a week of change and at the same time of anticipation. So I definitely
absolutely
it's nerve-wracking, but you got this, man. I know you're definitely going to be doing some good things with it. So good luck to you on that, man. That's
no doubt. Cool. Thank you. How was your week? I know you've been busy. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So besides EVO, came back home for about 4 days, and then I flew back to Arizona for the Game On.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, for the Game On Expo and for the start of our Extra Life promotion. So first off, I will say thank you for people stopping by at our booth at the Extra Life table. We had some awesome raffles and had some good giveaways. Had awesome discussions. It was actually cool too because I got to meet some pretty cool YouTubers there too, which I never really thought I would ever do. So I met what's his name? I think his name was Metal Jesus and Boogie. 244 or 288 anyways that guy we had a really excellent time. We raised I will say we raised almost $1,000 for the children's hospital, so thank you so much for
that's
that.
awesome.
Wow, that's amazing.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that is awesome. So that was a great head start of what we're wanting to do. Our goal is this year is $3,000, so very, very doable. Hopefully, Flexiss, you're more than welcome to join us when we do the 24-hour stream in November.
And you absolutely know I will.
yeah. So then, definitely get it up. So yeah, we were definitely crushing it. So, and I also want to give a shout out to Salad Thoughts, Kohaku Moon, and Excalibur. They really did an outstanding job manning the booth when I wasn't there. So thank you so much.
Nice.
Yeah. Then after that, we just did some really straight. Just basically, I was just chilling this week. I decided to say I am not traveling at all for the next couple of weeks. And
Yay!
Taking a nice break.
Yeah, I'm taking a good staycation until September 6th, where I'm going to be flying to Japan for the Tokyo Game Show. So that is going. Yeah. So I'm gonna be out of the off of the stream for the bit, but Smitty will take the man on it, and we'll definitely have pretty good faith on this thing still keep on going the way it's going. So
that's right.
So thank you for that, and let's get started. I know we kind of pushed on a little bit more than normal, but let's get into the news, or let's just get into it. Each of us chooses a topic of discussion within video games from the previous week. The topic would or could be about a specific game or something that happened in the gaming industry. We don't want to talk about just our own topics. We want the viewers that are actively listening to come and just talk with us or put statements, have y'all's point of views, and if we choose, Smitty will check through the chats. And we'll choose the good one, the best ones, and we'll definitely discuss with you and with everybody, because we don't want it to be just a 3-man thing. It's not, the gaming community doesn't just rely on us, mostly me, but from the most part, it's a communal thing. But we'll see. But we will definitely like to see y'all's opinions on that. So let's get down to business. Flexiss, since you're new to this again, you got the topic. The first topic.
All right, I got the hot seat.
You got the hot
seat. So All right, so I'm sure everybody's heard about the measles outbreak over at EVO, which happened a couple weeks ago. Just for some background knowledge, measles, an infection, viral disease causing fever and a red rash on the skin, spreads when someone infected breathes, coughs, or sneezes. So pretty much, if they're alive and they exist in the same space as you, they can infect you. However, if you've already been vaccinated, like a majority of America, this has no effect on you. But for those who aren't vaccinated that attended EVO, one of the biggest fighting game tournaments in existence, there is a risk to you. An individual carrying the infection was in Vegas between August 1st through August 6th. Right now, it's not clear if that person that had measles was at the at EVO itself or not, especially since Mandalay Bay Convention Center wasn't listed in the report. So this is kind of a big deal and it reemphasizes the point of, people who are sick and they go to these events that have a huge population. So it's very concerning in that those who aren't vaccinated either by choice or because maybe they weren't able to due to some kind of allergy or medical condition, they're put at risk, which is unfortunate because we all go to these events to enjoy ourselves and to network with people and stuff like that. And then they're put at risk at a life-threatening disease. So this kind of emphasizes a point that when you're sick, you shouldn't be attending these events. And at the same time, there's a lot of steps you can take to kind of combat meeting such a huge amount of people in such a small amount of space. Because, we all heard of the term con crud. And that was kind of a point I want to emphasize is that there's ways that you can help prevent getting the con crud per se, which includes getting enough sleep, drinking enough water, make sure to eat regularly. That's a huge one. I know food's expensive at these events, but it is important that you're getting solid meals throughout the entire time. I always carry a personal thing of hand sanitizer, like a travel size, because, I shake a lot of hands. I do a lot of fist bumps, especially when you're competing. You always, it's kind of etiquette to shake the person's hand before and after the games. So, hand sanitizer is huge. Vitamin D, whether you're drinking orange juice or you're taking the supplement, stuff like that, it is important to limit your physical contact to an extent, though, especially with people that you don't know, simply because you're not sure what they might have. And I'm not saying, everybody is terrible and filthy at these tournaments and stuff like that, but, you don't know if somebody might be coming down with something. You don't know if people are sick. And that leads me into my next point. Don't attend these events when you're sick. I don't care if you have the measles or a cold, on both extremes.
Well,
if you're sick, if you're feeling under the...
Oh, sorry to interrupt.
What were you going to say?
The real question is that, like, did the person know that he had measles, or did he know that he was sick, or was he did they talk to the guy or the girl? I mean, like it's kind of weird to say that. It's weird.
That is undetermined. Based off the research that I did on this, there isn't any they can't even determine if this was actually an attendee at EVO. So it could have been, and mind you, there was multiple conventions throughout that weekend. There was Black Hat. There was what's the other hacking convention? But point aside, or I digress. It could have been anybody that was a part of that, and we have people all around the world. And there's countries and there's places where they don't vaccinate regularly like that, or they don't enforce that. So it could have very well been somebody completely out of the country that came to visit. I mean, it could have been too just somebody that happened to be staying in the vicinity to just simply go to Vegas itself, because that's a big tourist destination. Some other known facts about measles, too, is the fact that symptoms can pop up around 21 days after exposure to the virus. So you might not even see it right away. And the SNHD says that those infected will develop a fever about 10 days after exposure. Other symptoms include cough, runny nose, rashes. And anyone who attended EVO and wasn't vaccinated should absolutely go contact your doctor or a healthcare provider, just to be on the safe side. So, mind you, if you're vaccinated, you're in the clear, you're all good, just because that vaccination is there to help prevent, you getting infected by that, that disease.
I'm just more like surprised that they like you said, well, luckily I'm glad that they didn't seem like it was an outbreak, because that's the biggest thing. Because like the worst case scenario is that even if it wasn't in EVO, it would be horrible, because I mean, it's Vegas. Vegas is a gigantic tourist attraction. So like, just to imagine on the fact that, like you were saying, if you this thing could easily have spread to other places, other countries, and other things, but it's like it's, oh my gosh, I was like, when I saw the ad of like saying, oh, the measles was at EVO, I was like, what? There was a person that was at EVO that had the measles and decided to go, thought that was important, like I was,
the measles was the username. That was their fighting game tag. Measles was at EVO, but that's a person's name.
Yeah, no, that's the person's name. You're right. He was playing Smash. Yeah, so like, yeah, so like I was like, what? Like that. I was at first I was kind of mad, but then I read the article and I'm like, oh, okay. So I wasn't really sure if it was EVO specifically, like you were, but I'm glad they kind of cleared it up, saying that they haven't really fully determined it. But oh my gosh, dude, that is scary. I mean, like
it is scary. I mean, and that's not the first time. Like, cause like being out here, I've been out here, again, almost 13 years, and like I've heard about like outbreaks of like Legionnaire's disease and shit. I was like, what? I was like, I don't even know what that is, man. But
disease?
I was like, yes, dude. That's what I'm saying. Like these old school diseases. Like I've heard like it's really scary, because you have such a heavy concentration of people, and these people are coming from all over the world. So you don't know what's coming in, and you don't know what's going out. You know what I mean? So like. I don't. It's tough, because how do you go about regulating something like that, right? You got the measles, you can't go anywhere. You get blacklisted. Do you get? Are you serious? Is that
no?
A thing?
I mean, you really can't, because like the problem is that like, because I mean, like, how many places will come and say if you're vaccinated? Like who that will look to see if you're vaccinated until it's too late,
right? Right.
So I mean, like, it's just like it's like, I mean, it's an unenforceable kind of thing until it happens. Like, I mean, if we have more cases of it, the more common cases of it to happen, then yeah, that's probably the direction it would go. But it's so spotty, and it's so random that, and then plus that's a whole different, like, a whole different plethora of like a Pandora's box that I don't even want to touch, because of like, anti-vaxxers and stuff like that over here. But like, it's just like it's virtually impossible. I mean, so what basically we kind of go by right now is the honor system of like saying, or the logical system, like people are giving people a lot of credit to say, hey, are you sick? Okay, cool. So I don't think it's a good idea for me to go to Vegas, or something like that.
Exactly.
I mean, there's nothing we can do about it until it's too late, so that's the unfortunate.
Yeah, and that's like.
And Flex made a good point too, that there's an incubation period, so the person probably didn't even know that they had the measles. You know what I mean? And then they went, and then all of a sudden people start getting all messed up.
Yeah. And I think that. Oh, sorry.
No, go for it.
I think that drives a point home again. That people in general shouldn't be attending these huge events or going into these huge public places when they're sick on any degree, whether it's, like I said, a common cold or a life-threatening disease. Yeah. So, and you made a good point about that, Davies.
Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it's very, like, I mean, it's hard. It's really hard. I mean, I'm going to give them, I'm going to give the person, because we don't know the person at all. We didn't give us any information of the person itself, but I'm going to give the person the benefit of the doubt that he didn't know, because like, if you have measles and then you're in Vegas, then I think that you might have like gotten the symptoms while in Vegas. Like when you traveled, then you finally got there, and then you're like, wow, I'm not feeling too hot, because like, I don't think that it's like, I mean, I don't know if anyone knows anyone that has the measles. I don't know. I personally don't know firsthand like how the symptoms are, but I'm assuming it's pretty bad. Like, because I've had malaria, and like
malaria.
Yeah, I've had malaria before, and this was like a long time ago. Yeah, yeah. When I went to Nigeria, I got bit by some mosquitoes, and when in 5th grade, and got malaria. And then like I didn't, and I felt fine for like 2 weeks until I came back to the States, and then I was having these gigantic migraines and like 102, 103, like like freaking sickness, and I was like that for a month because I was misdiagnosed the first time, and then the second time when I just couldn't move, I was like, okay, yeah, you have malaria. So, but I mean, I don't know
just casually, oh, you have malaria.
Well,
yeah, you got malaria.
That's how I remember it, because I was literally at the ER because like my mom was like told me like, okay, we have to take you to the hospital. We don't know what's wrong with you, because this is like a week after I was misdiagnosed. And then they come in, and then my pediatrician at the time, he's like, he comes in to the ER, looks at the thing, and he's just like, yeah, you have malaria. And then I was like, oh, no kidding. Thank you. thank you for showing me this after a month of this nonsense. But I'm digressing. But yeah, the biggest thing is this, like, yeah, I will give him benefit of the doubt. I don't think that he knew he had the symptoms until it was like it started to actively show. And then, because I don't think he was openly wanting to just go to like EVO or Vegas at that and just say, okay, let me do some gambling and let me go to the Bunny Ranch and have some fun.
Let me cough on every single slot machine.
I know, right? It's like he's just doing that. He's just doing that. Hey, it's not my job, and he just keeps on doing it. Yeah, it's just, yeah. So,
but I mean, like, what's your guys' opinion on like, you know, attending these events when you are feeling under the weather? Because obviously a lot of us fly out of state to go to majors, and a lot of us spend a lot of money you know, between hotels and planes and food and so on and so forth. Like, what's your guys' opinion on going to these events when you are sick? Do you think that there's some validation behind it? Do you guys think, like, you know, regardless, cancel the trip anyway? Or
it is
that's so hard.
It's really hard.
I mean, I ended up going to the Dominican Republic with diverticulitis, which ended up putting me in a hospital in New York. I was misdiagnosed as well in the States, but I was like, you know what? I was like, I felt terrible. I couldn't eat. I couldn't do anything really. But I was like, I'm going, damn it. I've already paid the money. I was like, I don't, you know. But again, this wasn't a contagious thing either. I was thinking, they said, oh yeah, it's a UTI. Here's some antibiotics and whatnot. Thankfully, I had those antibiotics, because otherwise, I definitely would have been in the hospital in the Dominican Republic. Ooh, yeah. But I was able to make it to New York. And then it came back because I ran out of the antibiotics, and I got put into the hospital. And the guy was like, oh, yeah, you got diverticulitis, which isn't common in younger people. Mm-hmm. It's usually more common in older people. But it was bad enough to where a cyst started growing and stuff in my intestine and whatnot. Like, I almost had to have surgery. Like, it was like really bad.
Jeez, but you didn't know that you had diverticulitis because, like you said, you were misdiagnosed. You went to the hospital before, right, assuming that you had a common UTI. But like, if you did know that you had something like that, I think the tune would have changed a little bit, because I don't know what the hell diverticulitis is. Like, I mean, like when you, like, if someone told me,
we can barely pronounce it.
Yeah,
it is. So you have pockets. Or I have pockets in my intestine, and like small particles can get stuck in them, and then they get infected. And then when they get infected, you know, if you don't really, it's like about drinking a lot of water and certain things that I need to eat, and not just eating crap. But it'll become inflamed, and then like I can feel it. It's a very weird, like, it's pain in a place that there shouldn't be pain, that you shouldn't, right, like, oh, like I never think about my intestine, but I can, like, you know, it's like I very clearly can feel them.
Yeah.
So usually I can manage with diet and water and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. But if it gets bad enough, if it goes unchecked, it can get really bad, and then you can end up getting sepsis and stuff like that.
Ooh, so, yes, that's dangerous. But like I'm saying, like if you knew that you had that before you went to the Dominican Republic, I don't think you would have went to the Dominican Republic. It's like,
I think yeah. Well, I mean, I would have had the right medication too. If I would have had the medication I needed, it wouldn't have gotten as bad as it got. You know what I mean? Like it just wasn't strong enough because it was misdiagnosed. So I still would have gone.
Oh, okay. Well,
yeah.
Okay, fine.
And that's the big thing is like determining, if you're sick, whether contagious or not, would you go to these events when you spend a lot of money?
See, I don't. I mean, I can't openly say that I wouldn't do. I would just cancel it. I mean, like for instance, if I went to Japan, like I'm going to Japan for 2 weeks, and then I'm like thinking to myself, I'm like, oh, by the way, you have like a stomach flu, and then I'm like, is it possible I can fly still? And just like yeah, I mean, it's kind of yeah, it's kind of like 50-50 kind of thing, So no, I don't know. It really depends on the situation. Like if it's like says, hey, you have cancer, or if you have something that's like 100% like you 100% focus, then yeah, obviously. But if it's like a common cold and it says, hey, you're going to be and you're traveling to like I don't know, Europe or some other place that's really expensive, then nah, I think I would still take the chance. I would openly, I think I would do that. Sounds like me. 100%.
Yep.
Okay,
just hang out in the hotel room.
Right, exactly. He's like, I don't care.
That's exactly what I did too. Like that's all I could do. I was just like, ugh.
That's cool. All right,
we're going to cut
without me.
We're going to cut this short. We got 25 minutes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool.
Let's keep it going.
Good discussion, though. I will definitely get that. Definitely like that one. All right, so here's my discussion.
Mud butt.
Is that donk? That sounds like donk. Oh, that is donk. Yeah. All right. So the next topic is my topic, and my topic is about the recent the logic is basically logic. It's to me. I mean, and this is my own personal opinion, so this is not the opinion on anyone else but me. But like this is about like the shooting that happened at Walmart. And the whole basically the rigmarole and what they do about like and I don't want to get into politics that big on it. I'm just going by just common sense.
Oh no, I lost his voice.
Oh no.
Lost my voice.
There you go. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. So my whole thing is just basically I don't want to go into politics. I'm just talking about straight up like common sense logic of a bad situation. So technically, it's about the Walmart shooting that happened 2 weeks ago in El Paso, and what they ended up what they thought was the natural reaction for that shooting. For the store. So like I know it doesn't sound like this is gaming related, but it is gaming related. So basically what happened was like we heard the natural rigmarole of after a shooting happens, and they all say thoughts and prayers, do the whole spiel of it,
time.
Gun laws and stuff like that, and then they're wanting to point fingers at what causes it, and then every time it's always about video games or something else. So I was like, okay, you know what? This time I'm not listening to it, because basically it's just what they're going to do is that they're going to it's just a pivot. It's just a pivot role. It's like they're going to put the blame on gaming, and then they're going to just basically say they're going to be doing something to enforce it even harder. And then people are going to be coming in saying, you can't touch my gaming and stuff like that, and nothing happened. So I am not falling for that. But what got to me was the logic of this. Like, so there was an article. Well, basically everyone wrote on this about this, but what Walmart did, which I thought is the dumbest thing I have thought. Like it doesn't make any sense on why you would do this. So my thing was that Walmart pulls all their violent video games game signs from their stores. And then I was like thinking to myself, for two things. How many violent video game signs does Walmart have? Because I mean, like when I go to Walmart, like, have you ever gone to Walmart and you're just like, wow, they have a lot of grotesque, like they show like Mortal Kombat fatalities and stuff, or like signage for it or any of that. Like, I don't think I've done not one time I went to a Walmart where I've just said, wow, this is way too overbearing of like what's going on. So like that's one thing, and then two. Why would you think that pulling gaming ads is what's going to help what happened? I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. It's kind of like it's so weird to me that was their answer to it. But then at the same time, you would think that the most common thing would be like, hey, we're going to put a delay or a hold on firearm sales, because they still sell firearms. I mean, that doesn't make sense to me. Like, why they would just go and point the fact that, like, because you already know with this kind of direction, you know where Walmart's leaning over to towards it. But like, so my thing is like, okay, so your logic was saying that the reason why this person shot was because of the advertising of your store. Is it? Now I want to know, am I crazy to think is like, why do people do we all think that this was the right move for Walmart to do, or was this like a senseless, stupid thing to just say like, okay, why would you pull that down, knowing that you don't even do it in the first place, and then and say that you're actually helping the situation that has happened and trying to mediate it down. I mean, because like I just wanted to see what y'all's views were on this.
So to me, I think it's pretty dumb. I'll be blunt about it. It's dumb that first off they use gaming as a scapegoat for this kind of behavior. It's not like this is a common thing, or it's not like everybody's shooting up Walmarts.
Yeah.
It's very much, I feel like, an isolated incident. And although we've seen a lot of these like public shootings and stuff like that, we can't even confirm if the guy was like this hardcore gamer, what kind of games he would have played,
or if he was a gamer at all.
Exactly. So I think using gaming as a scapegoat, first off, is ridiculous. But secondly, I don't think, taking away advertisements of violent video games is going to do anything. It's going to affect anyone. And, people still have access to media, like social media and TV and stuff like that advertises stuff all day long. And, to blame video games as a whole, too, I think, because it seems like it's very generalized.
It is.
Because, they take down the stuff about the violent video games, but I've heard a lot of articles that generalize gaming as a whole. And I'm like, I'm over here just like playing Stardew Valley, trying to figure out how to grow some corn. and who I can romance. I can't even, and I've heard this from other people. I feel guilty just picking the mean dialogue option in most video games because I don't want to hurt like
I don't want to
an
be a bad guy.
NPC's feeling. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I absolutely think it's ridiculous, especially because they won't take away advertisement of violent movies.
Oh, no
they won't take away advertisement of, obviously weapons, which I think weapons could lead to violent behavior if you're going down the same logical path of gaming. So.
Well, the whole common sense. Oh, I'm sorry. What were you gonna say?
Hold on. So Donk was saying, Donk in chat here says it wasn't violent video game signs. It was any signage for games that had an MA rating. So it's even dumber.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so it's even worse.
That's even stupider.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just like I was like, what is this? So because my whole just if in that kind of sense, that's like saying, hey, my kid's getting bullied at school, and then out of nowhere they'll probably say, okay, we can't show rated R previews anymore on television because it may provide that kind of sense of violence that children might be getting into, or some sort of weird BS like that. Well, I gotta put my tinfoil hat on here for a minute, but I will say like I will say this, is it's like the reason why they put this, I mean, the reason why it's naturally doing this is the way I look at it, is that they just wanting to point they're kind of doing like a like the pivot role of pointing the blame to gaming, because they don't want to go against the NRA. I mean, simple as that. I mean, it's just like, because like, because if that was the case, if that was the strong case of all of this, is just saying that they don't want to fight gun laws because of the massive amount of money that of gun lobbying that's going on is what is so strong that they do not want to make the NRA mad, because you wouldn't want to say, oh, it's the cause of something that's not even proven that's not even proven is the cause of it. You could just say, how did you get that gun? Because it's like, or better yet, or what's worse is like this guy, like the Dayton shooting, the guy had a barrel that can shoot 100 rounds before he had to reload. I'm just saying, it's just like that. Like you could easily say, like, we don't know this guy's life. We don't know this guy's thing. You can't say that it's mental illness because we don't know all this nonsense of what's going on with him. But the fact of the matter is, how does this guy have a gun that has that kind of power? So you don't waste. Now tinfoil hat off, because like I said, no, I don't want to talk about politics. But the whole thing is that I just think that, like, when companies are doing things like this to kind of also strengthening their reasoning on what could be the problem or the issues is gaming. Like you're pointing the blame to gaming is so asininely annoying to hear, especially if we're a child of the 80s. I'm assuming Smitty and I are definitely a child of the 80s. We've heard this so many times, especially when Mortal Kombat came out, because and Joseph Lieberman was like trying to enforce violence in video games was a major thing. It was just insane. It was like, why are you going so hard on this? And it did nothing. So, like, I don't know. Smitty, what do you think?
I mean, it's the same thing like that. Rap music is and heavy metal music is for the devil and this and that. It's all. I mean, let's be real, man. It's just BS. There's absolutely nothing factual, statistically, scientifically, anything to say this. This is literally just, hey, look at this shiny thing over here. Oh, the guns? No, I think it's the video games that did it. I mean, that is just ridiculous to even try to justify that being a thing. I think Walmart's response, here's the thing, though, that's interesting about this, because there actually was a shooting here in Las Vegas where two cops got killed. They got killed in a pizzeria, and then it was two gun people. They went over to a Walmart, and then they killed somebody else. Over there, so there are, you know what I mean. I don't know. Walmart seems to be a spot because it's such a big store. You know what I mean. You get a high amount of people, and they may have like one security guard, maybe two. Even you know what I mean? So I think they've had some instances of stuff like that happening. Mm-hmm. But again, this is that, and you see a lot of companies doing it. They feel like they have to react they just feel like they have to react, whether it's a good reaction, a bad reaction. They just feel like they have to react, and that's not always the case. But with this cancel culture bullshit, and my Twitter is just filled with people either, just dogging somebody out for doing, something that we've all messed up and stuff like that. So it's like, it's really weird how, like, they, the internet is quick to jump on somebody and they go on them hard, and especially the case for companies. So I feel like they have this, and I'm sure their PR people are saying, hey, we have to put out a response to this. We have to do something. Again, we had where the Apex tournament on ESPN last week we talked about, where they didn't show, they ended up pulling that tournament and not doing it out of respect for the shootings and whatnot. And it's like, again, it's like, all right, I can,
understandable.
I get it, but but why? It's like, I get it, but but why? I
think, just a quick point to make. I think too, it kind of generalizes that like gamers are violent people and that they're putting the blame on gamers. And obviously almost every single person I've met in the gaming community has been nothing but kind and, very nice and polite and things like that. So I think it's kind of generalizing gamers as a whole as if we're violent people because we play video games. And I think they're not, focusing on the point of like, it's the individual. And this is with anything, the individual should not represent the mass of people. So that was kind of my thought process when hearing about this too. Yeah, gamers aren't violent people. I don't think they're violent people at all. I think there's few outliers, and that's unfortunate, but that's the case.
I mean, like I don't know, maybe it's how it seems like it's going. They're kind of linking this kind of violence with gaming and also mental illness because with these two other things. It's just a compromise. That's just what it is. It's like I said, it's a smoke screen to kind of avoid what the real discussion is. I mean, it's just, so I mean, I don't know. I just don't like it that what Walmart did on that. I don't know if they got pressure to do it, but I just think, like, I mean, if anything, I would have like the most logical thing for Walmart to do, especially since they're not tied to like NRA or anything like that, would have been to either, okay, we're going to postpone of gun sales, or we're going to heighten our security or of some sort or something, like, I mean,
you think that would be their natural reaction is let's tighten up security
or something, right, or something around those lines. But just to say, we're going to take away anything that's MA, we're going to take all the signage out for that, which in general they don't do a lot of signage anyways for video games. So I don't even understand what they're like what that was, but yeah, whatever. You know, but yeah.
So Dong from the stream said there was a shooting at a Madden tournament earlier this year. You know what the Walmart and Madden tourney had in common? Easily accessible guns in the hands of unstable young men.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
I mean, it's
right. It's the common denominator.
I do remember. Yeah, I do remember that too. That was the guy that was on stream. That was actually the first live stream. Like, they were live streaming, and the guy who was playing on stream died because of that. And it was like, it's very, it's insane. It's like, it is legitimately insane. There's and was that is Madden a violent game? Is that a game that's gonna evoke you to want to kill people towards that? It's
cancel Madden and then cancel football.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Whoa. Come on now.
It's so
come
ridiculous.
On, man.
It's like it feels like you're just taking crazy pills. So when you hear this stuff like constantly, and then and maybe because I'm just tired of hearing it, but it's just like whatever, man. It's just like dude, all we want is just try. We're not saying that it's going to be impossible. We're not saying it's possible to stop these shootings, but at least try, I mean, this doesn't even feel like you're trying. That's what makes it, and people need to feel safe. I mean, you shouldn't be proud that that places like Japan is putting an advisory warning for people that are traveling to the country to say to be careful because of these mass shootings are so common. I mean, try. I mean, for crying freaking out loud is what it's like, is where it comes down to, So, anyways, digressing. We got so we're gonna stop. And Smitty is the last. You're on the hot seat. So, what is your topic?
So I'm all about beating dead horses.
Oh yeah, you're like the king of beating dead horses.
I'm going back to it. You know what I'm going back to.
Oh gosh, yeah, I do. Unfortunately,
we have to talk about it.
You're gonna go back to the.
We have to talk about it.
Going back to the good old field, find that dead horse you've been knocking since March. Just beat the crap out of it still. Just making sure it's like it's nice and grounded on the ground.
You guys know what it is. Yeah, exactly. So, Anthem. Let's get back on the Anthem talk for a second, okay? So the Cataclysm came out. Okay. The Cataclysm came out. It's just an event thing, which I think is still a mistake. I don't know why they wouldn't like how they build the Cataclysm being. We thought it was going to be this world was ever changing, and we're starting to see the effects of this Cataclysm. You know what I mean, live on the server and stuff, not like a limited time event thing. Right. So that part, is kind of lame and a little disappointing. My first playthrough of it. Okay, so I had some issues. I tried streaming it here like a week or so ago. Couldn't stream it. I had it on my one of my backup drives. So I finally moved it over to my SSD. Get it back on the SSD, and I'm playing it and whatnot. And I noticed that I don't have any textures, and I can't see any bad guys. I couldn't see. Oh, no. Like, all I saw was like this shell of the world. I made it through the whole thing.
Wait, did you play like that the whole time?
I absolutely did.
Oh my god!
That's Walmart trying to censor violence.
What? Yeah, that was Walmart censorship. Bitches. That's exactly what it is. Like,
it is a timed event, Stu. It is a timed event. So I'm playing it. I go blah, 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 went through that. I reset. I was like, that was not right at all. I can let me see if I can. Cause I totally had a picture. I totally have a picture of what it looked like. So here, hold on. Let me pull up this picture real quick. So this is what it looked like for me.
Wait, I don't see it. Wait, did you post it up?
You see the no? Yeah.
Oh
you see
my
it now?
god!
It should yeah, dude. Nothing. So I'm getting hit by nothing. I couldn't see any of the bad guys. You can see one of my guys there. I just started blindly doing it, just maybe I'm doing something. I don't know. It was ridiculous. It was ridiculous. So we got through that. Yeah. So we got through that, and that wasn't, we got through that. I was able to run it again, and then I actually had the people. I could see the things and stuff. I was like, what the hell is going on? So my honest assessment of it, so far, it's meh. The from this update, they did make some of the load screens faster, and getting into things. The loot drops did seem to increase within the times that I played. I ended up getting 2 legendaries, a bunch of masterworks. Here's my issue though, is that the loot, there's no like real new loot. I guess. And again, for being a looter shooter, you need way more. You just need more more stuff, more variety, more customization. I know they're working on that stuff. It's just not there. If you haven't played it, if you haven't jumped back into it, you can check it out. It was fun. Again, it was a lot of fun playing again. It felt right. It felt good. Just not enough content, I guess, to keep me there. However, and just segueing a little bit, No Man's Sky Beyond Update 2.0 came out for that. That's another game that I had day one. This is where I'm still optimistic, hopefully, about Anthem, is the fact that a game, 3-4 years down the road now, has come back, and it has like legitimately gotten to a place that we anticipated it starting, basically what they said it was going to be. And this is the developer was Hello Games. The dude ghosted everybody for a while and stuff like that. What I've got to say though is that they stuck with it. They've been making the changes. They've come out with a 2.0 update. I've been playing it here on my off time, and it is I am really digging it. It's multiplayer. You know what I mean? Again, there's a big world. I don't know as much as the story. I never even actually finished the story. I just kind of stopped playing it.
Yeah.
But what they've done with it, you know what I mean? That gives me hope that these games, I'm hoping Anthem, come on, guys. I hope that, I'll give it a few years before it's actually good, I guess. Again,
Man,
the gameplay is fun.
You are like an optimist to a level that I would not even, I'm like, because like, to say that like, dude,
I'm
like,
a fool.
I'm just saying, because it's just like the way like
You're right, Nadia.
for you to come back to this game, let alone what's even crazier is that you played a whole freaking game with no texture and you couldn't even see the guys, and then yet I would have been like, I'm done. I would have been like, this is permanently off the shelf for me. I mean, I'm surprised that you even. Like, I mean, you're more man than I am with this, because like the way I look at it is just like it's already dead. Like for me, like when you showed me that picture, I would have been like, okay, I can't. They need to do something incredibly drastic. You've even said that they didn't even change the loot of this game, and now we're at like 7 to 8 months. It drops more, but the loot is still the same. I mean, like, it's like, what is what's going on? I mean, like, no, this does not make me sound, this, like, you made it sound like it was a positive note of where Anthem is going. This does not sound positive to me, dude.
Sorry.
I was gonna say something real quick about that, because you mentioned an interesting point, the fact that even though there's higher loot drops, that the loot is the same, and the fact that it's a timed event. You'd think that because it is a timed event, they want people to play it, so they're gonna make loot that's maybe even specific to just that event, so that people are like, I have to get this skin, or I have to get this gun, or something like that. And so like, I have to get this because it's not going to come back again for however long period of time. And I think Overwatch does that in a decent way, where they have their seasonal events and stuff like that, and they have loot specific for that you can get during that period of time. So people like, I really want that costume for this character, so I'm gonna play just so I can get the costume. So it's really unfortunate that and I think that's a goof on their part that they didn't make loot that was specific to the event.
Yeah, Smitty, this is what I would suggest.
No, I think they did actually. I think they do have loot towards that's specifically for the event. The other thing too, and again, I haven't really gotten a chance to play it like too much as far as grinding. Again, it's like I get it, but like it doesn't feel like it's worth it to grind it out. I need to go back in and check it out some more. I just didn't, you know what I mean? I was like, all right, this is cool. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I did it a couple times, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good.
See, here's the problem though with this game, and there's just two things I would suggest for you. One thing I would suggest for you, Smitty, after this, but like the big thing, the problem is that if it's grindy to get the loot, there's no end game. That's the problem. The problem is that there's no reason or there's no justification for you to kind of put your time in to get that stuff, because like what are you going to use it for anyways in the end game? Because that's basically non-existent. It's just kind of like because there's no PvP. It's mostly it's a PvE kind of thing. So you're depending on special events or special raids or some stuff like that. But it's not there at all. So that's the problem. It's like so like they could say like your thing can add or give special attributes, but it's like, oh, okay, great, but what's 0 times 0? I mean, it's essentially that's the problem I have with this game. Like they need to do. There's a lot of stuff that they need to drastically do. Now, for you, Smitty, what I would suggest for you to do is to just completely uninstall this game and just wait.
I just reinstalled it.
Just wait a year. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, completely uninstall it and just wait a year and just give it
give it the Walmart treatment.
Yeah, give it the Walmart treatment. Give it a full year, so there's a reason for you to build up instead of like waiting for expansions after expansion. Because the problem is they're fixed like what's it called? The other game that you were talking about. I can't remember it.
No Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky. Yeah, No Man's Sky wasn't an overnight thing. It took him 2 years for him to hit it off to a pace where it was somewhat familiar, And secondly, No Man's Sky is the most extreme example for a game that failed so badly at the beginning to be as good as it is now. I mean, because you can't really say any other games were in that same position. Got into a better position a little later like that to this level of success that No Man's Sky has. But like I'm just saying not to give, like, if you don't want to give up on Anthem, I'm not telling you to give up on Anthem. I gave up on Anthem, but but a
lot of people did.
Yeah, just give it a year. Like, I mean, just give it a flat year of just like blackout. And then so when you come back and then you check out all this stuff, because there's at least going to be content like that you would need to catch up on. I mean, instead of this, and maybe fixing textures.
Yeah, well, yeah, definitely. Doc was saying that No Man's Sky is better, but it's not good. I think it's all about the experience that you have with it too, because you can now get into a server with friends. Like, say that you had, like, I think it's like a 16-person server maybe or something like that you can do, which could be interesting as far as with the base building and stuff like that. Like, I'm really curious to see, because there's some hardcore people that play that game that will go and like have built like these crazy cities and stuff like that. So I think that aspect, again, I think it's very much it's you have to like those types of games, I guess, to fully be like, yeah, this is, I enjoy this.
Don't get me wrong. I mean,
I don't know.
It's still subjective if you like it or not. But I mean, overall, you can't deny that it's successful. I mean, from where it was at, initially from where it was at, like, I'm not even counting the time on when it was 4 years ago, because I mean, they theoretically got that money because of the hype of it, but from how they're still working on it, and then they still have a community, a pretty healthy community 4 years later after the fact. it's showing it's a fairly good consistent game. I mean, because I am probably in the same boat as where Donk is at, where I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I definitely won't waste my time on it, but I will still say that it's still ways better from what I have played before to what I've played recently. It's still mountains better than where it was, but like I mean that's like I said, like you pretty much put the last pin in the hammer for me on Anthem there, Smitty. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. I'll report back if it ever gets good. But that'll be the last time that I talk about Anthem until they give me something, unless they give me something to talk about for real.
Something big.
That was just my thoughts on it.
Yeah, if it's a big,
it's got to be something big.
It was a big
that's
update.
The other thing too. They were talking about, how in the shareholders meeting they, we talked about that too. How they didn't really get mentioned and this and that. So it's in a weird place. I'm not going to hold my breath on it. I had to try out this new event though, because I've already invested so much into it, and I was, Smitty, it's something.
We're gonna make a sound bite of it, call it Anthem Watch, and then we're just gonna have you, because we know it's gonna be you talking about Anthem still. It'll be like Anthem Watch.
Just have have a collage or whatever of every time Smitty says the word anthem.
Or I would say that's exactly what would be pretty good. A soundbite collage of the people just saying Anthem of Smitty talking about Anthem. That would be great. That would be great. I would love that. Well, it's all good though. We all know how much you love the game and how much you invested in it. So I mean, I can't say that I don't blame you on bringing it up every time, but still, or as much times. But it's all good. Well, we are at the close of our episode 17. Everyone, thanks for joining in on CFG Gamecast episode number 17. We will definitely be back again Saturday on Smitty's channel, Smitty2447. So we will definitely like for you to be checking us out there. Smitty, do you have anything planned this week on your Twitch?
This week we'll be getting back to episode 4 of Gears of War here on Thursday.
Oh, nice.
And then Friday. I know there's a couple of things that I need to a couple of celebrations and stuff like that I was looking at doing. So just check the socials. I'm Smitty2447 on all the socials, Instas, Twitters, all that good stuff. Also on Twitch. So go there, or you can go to my website, Smitty2447.com as well.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's good. And how about for you, Flexiss? Anything planned on your Twitch?
If there is anything for this week, it might be very spontaneous because I will be in Chicago this week.
Oh,
however, if I don't have any content to put out, you can check out 2 other pages that put out a lot of great content that I collaborate with.
Mm-hmm.
Ladies Night, which is a community for women to come together to learn, study, and grow in the FGC. You can follow them on Twitter at Ladies Night FC. They tend to do a lot of streams and stuff like that for fighting games. Mm-hmm. You can also check out my team Twitter, which I do content creation for, which is Dynamic Focus. So that's just at Dynamic with a K at the end. Focus, all one word put together. So you can check those 2 places out for really great content in case I don't end up having any streams for the week. So.
Awesome. Thank you for that Flexiss. And you can definitely check us out also on our on CFG Games. We're going to be doing some more Monster Hunter Mondays for getting ready for Iceborne in September. So
I'm so excited for Iceborne.
Makes me mad because I was just when it comes out, I'm not going to be here. So that in Borderlands 3. I'm not going to be here for when those 2 come out. So so until I get back,
you'll be in Japan though.
Yeah, but still, I mean, I want to still I still want to play it. I mean, it's So Monster Hunter is the big thing. It's coming out this week for CFG Games. But definitely stay tuned or check out our website, confreaksandgeeks.com, where you have a lot of updates of just upcoming stuff, conventions, cosplay, interviews. Actually, this week, my editor just talked to the mocap and voice actor who played Colossus in the Deadpool movie. So I'm looking forward to that. checking in on that one. So it's really cool. So definitely check us out, confreaksandgeeks.com, and you'll definitely will not be disappointed. This is Davis signing off. Davis, Flexiss, and Smitty saying goodbye and have a great Sunday. Oh, I should not have said Sunday, but too late.
Should have said Monday.
Bye, everybody.